Shalom again. This is a video on just very short. I want to show you some pictures from a book called The Lost Tribe of Myth by Alan H. Godby, and it's on the Black Jews in India. So when I went in to search the Jews of India, of course it shows white Jews. So in particular, I wanted to go find ancient red Karens, the lost tribe of Israel, which is these people here. They're called the red Karens. Ancient red Karen. Isn't that something? Karens. We know what Karens mean today on YouTube, all over YouTube, but I digress. So anyways, it started off, the chapter starts off with, this is found in chapter 1, page 2. And the scripture gives is 2 Kings 17:6. It says, finally in the 9th year of King Hosea's reign, Samaria fell, and the people of Israel was exiled to Assyria. They were settled in colonies in Hala or Kabor, along the bank of the Harbor River in Gozan, and in the city of the Medes. So in the book, The Lost Tribe of Myth, just shortly, it gives a little sentence on the red Karens. It says, the ancient red Karens, lost tribe of Israel. It says, early Baptist Christians, missionary to Burma, were sure they had found the lost 10 tribes in the red Karens. Again, found in The Lost Tribe of Myth, page 2, chapter 1. I'll be bringing some more information on them, but I just want to briefly just give a little short paragraph on each one of these tribes in the different parts of the world. So the next one would be oops, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Let me go back. I hate this when it's not a good system right here, but so the next would be number 2 would be, it says this is going to be on a Zulu tribe, and it says Dr. Tyler from the same book, The Lost Tribe of Myth. It says Dr. Tyler, 40 years, a congregational missionary among the Zulus, found much Judaism among them. Chapter 1 of The Lost Tribe of Myth, it says Bishop Williams Taylor, hastily touring South Africa, told the Kafirs that their sacrificial custom were divinely ordained 6,000 years ago, and then to teach them theology, they could find them in the Old Testament. And these are the Zulu, these are Zulu women right here, Zulus or Zulu women of South Africa. Again, he makes it very clear that it's South Africa right here. So these are the Zulus women. They look like my nieces. Then here's some young Zulu men. Look like family members. You know we're scattered to 4 corners with their Zulus outfits. Next is called the Maasai tribe. It says, according to the Maasai history, the Maasai tribe is originally from northwest Kenya, north of Lake Turkana in the lower Nile Valley. Later on, they migrated south and settled in the Great Rift Valley, Dodoma, and Mount Marsabi region. They were feared for raiding cattle as far east as the Tanga coast and Tunisia. And here are the Maasai people. Again, these are Jews all over from different places, black Jews. If you go also on Google, you can Google the Lost Tribe of Myth map, and they give you all the black Jews in Northeast Africa, West Africa, South Africa. So, well, he got some couple of teeth missing, but he's still a handsome man. Here's a young Maasai girl. I love their outfits. I love the way they dress. Here's two women, Maasai women. And you look at their feet, they all have the same features, like the long chin. Um, it says, other pressing further south have found the lost 10 tribes in the warrior Maasai people, not considering that the Maasai are probably the Manzui of the Egyptian inscription. They control the northern loop of the Nile in Nubia, and from 2200 BC onward entered the Egyptian military service in such numbers that their name came eventually to be the regular term for soldier. Such centuries of Egyptian military service meant much Israelite contact. Now I just wanted to show this. Our people go all the way back to Rome. And here's a young man with a scroll in his hand. Obviously he's a black Negro man. That says, a young toga clad man of letters holding a scroll. It's identifying people. Depiction of skin tone. Black people in ancient Roman history. That says, in classical antiquity, Greek and Roman writers were acquainted with people of every skin tone, from very pale to very dark, associated with the population from sub-Saharan Africa, the Antiochia. People described with words meaning black, or Anthiopes, are occasionally mentioned throughout the empire in surviving writings, and people with very dark skin tones and tightly curled hair are depicted in various artist modes. Other words for people with other skin tone were also used. It says, skin tones did not carry any social implications, and no social identity, either imposed or assumed, was associated with skin color. It says, although the color black was associated with ill omens in the ancient Roman religion, racism as understood today developed only after the classical period. And that was like starting in the 1800s. They started colorizing people by color. And I know one of the gentlemen was Chamberlain, was his last name. I forgot the other one, but it was at least 3 of them back in the 1800s. It says, you probably go Google that. It says, the ancients did not fall into the era of biological racism. Black skin color was not a sign of inferiority. It says, Greeks and Romans did not establish color as an obstacle to integration in society. And ancient society was one that, for all its faults and failures, never made color the basis for judging a man. And that's true according to so far that I've researched. Again, I know that started early 1800s, right here in the United States. Ancient Ethiopia, or Greek Romanized Ethiopia, also known as Ethiopia, first appears as a geographical term in classical documents in reference to the Upper Nile region of Sudan, as well as certain areas south of Sahara. Its earliest mention is in the work of Homer, twice in the Iliad, and 3 times in Oasis. The Greek historian Herodotus specifically uses the appellation to refer to such parts of sub-Saharan Africa as were then known within the inhabited world. Herodotus has a lot of books out. In fact, he had one out, I think it was like it's a set regarding Egypt. Real good writer, historian. They try to downplay some of his writing, but I think he's right on point. It says the inhabited world, according to Herodias, Libya. He has a whole book on Libya, actually a whole book on Africa, period. It says, especially Northeast Africa. The inhabited world, according to Herodias, Libya, Africa, which is Africa, is imagined as extending no further south than the horns of Africa, terminating in the uninhabitable desert. It says all people inhabiting the southernmost fringes of the inhabitable world are known as Ethiopians. After their dark skin, at the extreme southeast of the continent are the Maccabeans, so called for their longevity. Longevity. It says the black Jews of India, the various black Jews of Africa, rather Negroid, Agau, or Morrish, naturally suggest the black Jews of India. It says the most of whom today are centered about Bombay and Cochin, but within small groups down along 1,000 miles of coastline and at spots in the hinterland and even in the upper Puget. The total number today is about 20,000. Now, at the time that he wrote this when he his book in early 1900s. I think it was 1920 something. When he wrote the book, when he did his tour in Africa, searching for the different Jews all across the world. It says Jewish writers commonly speak of them as a single body and as pure-blooded Israelites, at the same time assuming that all are like the Dravidians, which were also dark-skinned Negroes, Tamil-speaking Jews of southwest peninsular India. The small bands of Cochin Jews speak Malaysia. And here are the Agau, Morrish, or Negro Jews of India. And again, I had to go do ancient. I'm pretty sure I could have found more pictures. Then here's right here. I did ancient on this one. And this is what I came up with ancient. So anyways, this is just the beginning of a lot of photos I want to show, and also some of his writing regarding the Jews of Africa. So this book is about a 500-page book. You can also buy it at if you go to Amazon, they're selling this book for $14,000. But if you go to ABE book online, you get it for probably about I say about $100 some. And then there's another book called Travel to North Africa, and that's by Nahum Slouch. That book is also cheap on ABE book. So what it is just a rewrite of the book or rebinding of a book. So it's not the actual book, but I have it download, so I follow the download that I have to make sure that everything is adding up, and it is. So it's pretty accurate. So I would say go online, and the best way to get it is on a channel called Truth Unedited, and go to lesson 6 on who the true Israelites are. But he has a whole series on that on Truth Unedited, and just go search his videos, and you'll find the download book for this book, The Lost Tribe of Myth, by Alan H. Gabi. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get off here, you all, and I'll probably be bringing some more stuff tomorrow. So have a blessed Sabbath, remaining of the Sabbath, and see you later.